there, it's Sandy with Quilted Treasures and More, and happy Sunday night. I'm so used to doing Sunday evening that some of these different time changes I've been doing lately, I'm just like, oh, I know I didn't actually promo anything on this, but I was like, you know what, I didn't do last week because of Father's Day, so we're gonna jump on and do some painting. And I just realized I do not have I do not have my egg carton with me. So here, I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. This is a teacher themed door hanger, and it is called Teaching, or it says Teaching is a Work of Heart. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight, or what I'm going to be working on tonight. So there you've got a pretty good shot of that up close. So now that I've grabbed my egg carton, I just remembered while I was working on stuff for the festival I took part in yesterday, I had filled up the other egg carton and had to throw it away. So I had to, I forgot to grab another one before I got started. Okay, so what's been going on around the crafting table? Well, there's been a good bit going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch on that while I am working on this particular door hanger here. And I know some of you are thinking, but it's not quite time to go back to school yet. No, it's not quite time to go back to school yet. But I decided I would get a jump on the, I'm going to go with khaki tan on this one. I decided I would get a jump on the, oh no, maybe that's too dark. Hold on. Let me look here real quick. I don't know. I think that's about the color that's khaki tan, and then probably sable brown is the next one, and dark chocolate will be the next one. Okay, so I'm doing leopard print on the heart, so that's what I'm looking at. I'm going, okay, what do I want to do? And then, of course, the apple is going to be red, leaf will be green, and the stem, of course, will be a dark brown. So let's see. We're going to get started with our light brown color. So get this one shook up. This is going to be the khaki tan, and it's going to be the background of the heart, because I'm going to do it in leopard print. So we need to start with a light color. Spin around here and get one of my bigger brushes. And I'm just going here. Let me switch to this view. Ta-da! Now you can see what I'm doing. You can see a little more around the edges. So I'm not really worried about the lettering too much because I'm going to do the letters black. So I'm not worried about coloring or painting over my letters for this one. So you'll be seeing over the next several days quite a few new door hangers. These were some that I did in preparation for the festival. I worked on them the last few weeks. Some of the ones that I took, you saw me do on lives. On lives? Yeah. On lives. Trying to create a new song, I guess. Lives. So I posted pictures from the festival yesterday, if you saw them on social media. I posted some of the setup. Also posted, I'm not wearing the t-shirt for the t-shirt drop this weekend because I wore it yesterday. And it was warm, even though we were a little bit north of where we live. It was still warm weather. So needless to say, the shirt has got to be washed. But the t-shirt drop is, of course, this weekend. And it is the Sweet, Sassy, and Southern. It's in a purple and has a splatter bleach technique on it. I've posted some pictures. You can always scroll back through and look at them. Like I said, I did some new door hangers. Posted a couple of them today, one on my group and then one on the business page. So one was Make a Splash and the other one was Just Peachy. I had fun doing the Just Peachy one. It has the weathered board look or the faux shiplap look to it. I have fun doing those. Had fun doing the peaches. Did all kinds of cute little shading with that. Make a Splash, of course, is bright because it's got a beach ball on it. So it's got all the bright colors of summertime. And then I've got some more I'll share as this week goes on. Next weekend being 4th of July, I will not be doing a live and I will not be doing a drop next weekend. So no tumbler, no t-shirt drop, but I am looking at doing something special the following weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, so while that is drying, I am going to move on to, I think, let's see. I think I'm going to, well, no, I'm going to wait and do the darker brown when I do the stem. So I'm going to move on to the green next and get the green done for the leaf. And then I'll save the, apple for last. In case y'all are wondering what I am doing, I'm trying to get brand new baby wipes open, and I don't know why they're not opening. What is the deal? Oh, that's not good. They put a, well, I mean, it is good because they put a thicker closure on it, but it's not good because I just tried to poke a hole through it. Anyway. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Not only was I getting my stuff ready for the festival, I also, this was really cool, I also did the t-shirts for the festival itself. So that was really cool. I got to do a lot of bleaching, and I got to work on 2 different designs. And so it was really cool. And even the best part, they sold out. I was so excited. Very happy for the foundation that puts on the festival, because you know, you'd love for t-shirts to sell out every time, but you don't want them to get, I mean, that's just not realistic. You know, there's going to be t-shirts left at some point, but I was super excited that they sold out. But, because I didn't want them to be left with, you know, having a bunch of t-shirts. So that was super cool that, my first official big t-shirt order sold out. So that was really neat for me. So I was all excited, and it didn't take long. That was another really cool thing. It was like we were only there, I don't know, a couple of hours, and they were like, "We're all out of t-shirts." What? They're They're like, we're out of t-shirts. I'm like, that's awesome. So it was a good day. A very good day. All right, while this is still a little on the damp side, I am going to reach right in the middle of my camera view here and get, I think I'm going to go for some darker green. I'm going to get a little bit of the Hauser dark green and just kind of go around the edge a little bit of the leaf. And mix in a little dark green here around the edges. And I may come back and thicken it up just a fuzz. Now, the only problem I have with this lighter green is that sometimes when using this light green, when you try to shade with it while it's still kind of on the in the drying stages, it smears more than it actually shades. So I may have to come back and do a little bit. Here, let me try this, where I'm just doing one massive swoop. I'm having trouble seeing that. Well, it did okay on that side. This side is still not doing so great. Okay, I'll come back to that. I'm going to jump on the apple and work on the apple for a few minutes here. This one, I'm using a Tuscan Red. I was going to use True Red, but I was like, well, let's see what the Tuscan Red looks like and see how that goes. So I'm just going to go with the Tuscan Red. I want a nice red apple. And it's not that the True Red is not a good red. I use it a lot for the patriotic and Valentine's Day. This is just a little bit deeper red, and I wanted to put it on the apple and make it a deeper color. And yes, I'm painting right over the words because I'm going to come back and do the words black, do the lettering black. So not worried about the lettering. Don't forget to leave a comment, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. Even if it's on the replay, you can put hashtag replay. Let me know you're on replay. So yes, things have been a little busy around the crafting table the last few weeks, getting ready for the festival, preparing their t-shirts, also getting t-shirts from the first t-shirt drop that I did, the patriotic t-shirt drop that I did. I had those t-shirts come in, so we had that. I had some tumbler orders come in, so we were working on that. So yeah, it's been a little busy around the crafting table, and it's been nice. It's been sometimes chaotic because I was running timers like crazy for bleaching shirts and washing shirts and drying shirts. So now you may be thinking, you wash and dry the shirts? No, let me explain, I guess, a little more. I said washing, but actually, what you do is after you get through bleaching them, you have to run the t shirts through what they call a hot wash. And so it's not actually washing the shirt, you are just running it um, through a wash cycle, but I don't put any detergent in there. I just run it through with hot water and get the bleach out. And so that way, um, all that bleach is not in the shirt when I go to press the design on there. So we do what we call a hot wash. But no, I don't wash them with detergent. I don't know why there's just a tinge of apple showing on the other side of this heart, but hey, we're going to get that in there. So that way it will show. All right, so I'm going to move this around a little bit. Make sure you still see what I'm doing. A little bit of red on the heart. No, I don't need red on the heart this time. Normally I'd say, yeah, go ahead, leave the red on the heart. Not this time. This time we're going to do the heart in a leopard print. So we'll see how far we get with that. Leopard print really is not as hard as you may think. It looks difficult, but actually, once you get to playing with it, you're like, oh, okay, this is really not what I expected. When I first started seeing leopard prints on things, when I first started painting door hangers and stuff, that I was like, I'll never be able to do that. That looks so complicated. And then I watched the lady that I follow, who's been my teacher and mentor throughout my painting / door hanger journey. I watched her do it and I was like, are you kidding me? that's all you do. Here I was making it really complicated. All right, so I'm going for a quick second coat on my apple. This is a 20-inch door hanger, so it's sucking up a lot of paint here, especially with this big of an area. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. Every time it rains, I think every frog in the neighborhood decides to come out and sit either in my backyard or at the edge of my backyard. And they are loud frogs, y'all. I mean, loud. Just like, good grief. So if you hear some crazy noise in the background, it's probably the frogs in the backyard or in the neighbor's yard. I'm not real sure where they're coming from. I just know they're really loud. They seem to be on the edge. I don't know if they sit between our yards just to, make noise and torture all of us, or I don't know what they do. But they are very loud. And every time it rains, it seems like they just come out in droves. Some nights you can hear them over the TV if it has rained that day or that evening. All right, so just about to finish up this side of the apple. And I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to get this one little part down here again. Like I said, it's just a little bit of the apple showing. I'm not real sure how much that's going to stand out whenever I get to outlining everything, but I painted it red, so it is red. I have to have another round of my Tuscan red. I really do like this red. May start using it for more stuff. I still like the true red, but this one I think I like for the really, what I want to be a really dark red. I could see this being really good for Christmas. Some of the Christmas stuff. Some of the Christmas stuff is still true red. But I could see this becoming a good favorite for some of the Christmas. It's going to be one of those that if you are not careful, it'll be like this green up here. I'll have a hole in it. All right, so I'm going to spin this around this way because I want to try to get the green taken care of. And get it fixed up a little bit. So at the festival I didn't take any of my t-shirts since they had t-shirts for the festival. I didn't take any patriotic t-shirts or anything like that. I did take tumblers and of course door hangers. I'm going to go back over this just a little bit, see if I can help fill it in. I started to say I'm going to go over that again with the dark, but I don't know, that's kind of a unique look there. I may leave that almost as a reversed. Kind of has a streak to it and kind of interesting looking. I don't know. I'm going to look at that for a few minutes. I could come back with a little bit of white and even go for the middle and lighten it up just a fuzz in the middle. Right here, there's actually a vein line, and I could actually come in and do a little bit there around the vein line with a little bit of white. Might do that. Not right this very instant because I'm going to let that dry because I know what that looks like whenever you get to playing with it too much. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave that set for a few minutes. Oh, I dripped green right in the middle of my apple. Come out of there, little green spot. Okay. Oh, good. Fantastic. All right, so I am going to work on my leopard print real quick here. So what we're going to do with the leopard print, I'm actually going to start with just some little blob looking things. And they, I know you're thinking blob looking things. Okay. This is going to be with the sable brown. And I'm just going to put some in my egg carton here. And I am actually going to get a filbert tip brush, which is the ones that are round on the end. So they have a round shape. They're a flat brush, but it's not a flat tip. It's a round tip. So, but it's not a round brush. So I know that's not confusing in the least a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strike out and just put what really looks like little blobs on this on this heart. And I know you're thinking, okay, so I'm just going to make like just a little cloud look. and I'll probably go over it more than once. And I'm just going to put several of these on here. I'm going to do them kind of bigger. I'm not going to do them real small. I'm going to make these kind of big shapes. So you just kind of make a cloud looking shape. Now I know that probably looks a little weird. Just make a cloud looking shape. Okay. So, and you can make different sizes. You can make some little ones as well as some big ones. So like I could come in here and I'm going to do one that's kind of off the edge here. So this one will be kind of off the edge, but I can come back in here and do like a little one there and maybe a little one there and maybe add a little one up here and then come back here and maybe add one more big one down here. And then I could have made him bigger. Let's make him bigger. And I could always add it in another little one if I wanted to, like maybe right there. Okay, so these are my quote unquote blobs. I look at them like just little cloud shapes. And then I just kind of touch them up a little bit with a little more paint just to make sure they've got good coverage. Get this one over on the side. And then this one here. Okay. So there are my quote unquote blobs. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to, sometimes I use a round brush. And then sometimes I'll just take the filbert tip brush that I just used and use it. You know what? I'm going to go for a big round brush. So that's just a round brush that I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark brown. You could also use black, but I'm going to use, you know what? I may mix a little bit. I may actually mix a little bit. Maybe put just a touch of black in this and make it just a little bit darker. I said a touch of black, and then I ended up sticking a good bit in there. All right, so this is going to look more black than anything, but it's actually not. It is actually just a very dark chocolatey color look. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the blobs and just make basically what is squiggly marks around the blobs. So I'm just going to kind of make a squiggly mark there. And you can make it on 2 sides, or you can make it on 3 sides, or you could make it a C shape like that one. Or you can just do one big one and one little one. Or you can even make one that has 3. I've done that before. Kind of like, here, I'll do this one as 3. And sometimes I come back and I get rid of some of the squiggliness. Sometimes I like a lot of squiggle, and then sometimes I'm like, not maybe as much squiggle. Like that one. That one looks like it's got an awful lot of squiggle to it. So I'll tone the squiggle down a little bit. And I can also add in some like around the edge, like you just see part of part of one that doesn't completely show up. So I may add a little bit of a squiggly mark there, and maybe add just a little squiggly mark there, and maybe one there. And you could even add just some little blobs of just the dark. Here and there throughout, just to add a little extra if you wanted to. I think I'm going to stop on that one. I think I've got my squiggly marks to where I like them. I do have a few that need a little bit of touch up though. Not much, just a little bit. Okay. Before I go much further, let me do the stem. I'm just going to go ahead and use the filbert tip brush that I had used with the lighter color. And I'm just going to go straight with the dark chocolate. I'm not going to add any black to it. I'm going to leave this one just the straight color and do the stem. And then all I'll have left to do, other than just outlining and some highlighting, is to get my lettering done. This would have been cool to do the lettering as a 3D, the three-dimensional lettering. I didn't think about that. That would have been really cool. I could have done the letters in a variety of colors if I had thought about cutting out the letters and doing them in 3D. But I didn't think about it. I still could go back and do it, but that just means that it wouldn't be completed. Wouldn't be completed tonight. So, hi, Miss Marie. Glad you could join me for some late night painting. With the busyness of everything, sometimes we just have to adjust our schedules and do things a little different sometimes. So that's what we've been kind of doing here. Oh, thank you, ma'am. I used a darker red. I didn't use true red. I used a Tuscan red on the apple. I liked it a lot better, I think. And then I am working on my leaf. I actually ended up doing kind of a reverse shading. Normally we have the lighter color and we do the darker on the outside. Well, I did that, but because of this particular color green, you know how sometimes when you do that, when you do a second coat on some colors, it'll just push it out of the way rather than actually going over it. So the light green, and this is the festive green that I was using, kind of got pushed out of the way. So I was doing the shading of the darker and then came back with the lighter. And when I did, I was like, it almost looks like a reverse shading in a way. So I left it. I'm going to look at it a little more though. Maybe I may change it all tomorrow morning, but for tonight, I'm just going to leave it on that one. All right, I'm going to let the stem dry just a little bit. While it is drying, I said I was going to do the letters black, but I don't think I'm going to do the letters black, which of course means that things are going to get interesting. Let's see. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go over all my letters with buttermilk. And you may be thinking, why are you going over the letters in buttermilk? Well, I have discovered that sometimes, yep, that'll be good. Sometimes when we have painted all our letters a darker color and we try to go over them with white, we end up doing an awful lot of painting with white. But sometimes if you go over it with gray or buttermilk, that helps the white, and you don't have to put nearly as many coats. So we're going to see. And I've also had instances where I've used the gray or the white or the buttermilk and then went, I like that better than white, and just went over it again with whatever color I chose. It's funny how some of the fall door hangers that I do, I end up using buttermilk on. And I guess it's just that off-white kind of fall thing going on. I don't know. But to me, buttermilk just looks better than the white sometimes. Well, I thought this brush was going to be better. I should have grabbed another filbert tip. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to make myself, this is how we improve. You just push through and keep working with it. I keep forgetting that periodically as I get toward the bottom, sometimes the camera view doesn't always show the very bottom. So I had somebody ask me earlier, was it really, really hot at the festival? We had a breeze that would blow through periodically, and we did have some cloud cover. But yes, the little town that we were in is a couple of hours away from where I live. But it was still rather warm. Still rather warm. They're still close enough to the hotter temperatures that there wasn't a huge break. But like I said, we were very blessed with a breeze. And so, yes, we were hot, we were sweaty, but we drank a lot of water and stayed under our tent as much as possible. Always have a real good time just talking to the folks. From the surrounding areas. It's funny how sometimes when you get in, if you're used to a bigger bigger town or bigger city setting, that when you go to a smaller town, you'll meet people not just from that town, but from other nearby towns that are, not terribly far away, but the smaller communities will come and support each other when they have events like that. And it's pretty cool because you get to hear stories of the different areas and things that go on. Some stories are funny. And then some stories are, very heartfelt, and it's pretty cool when you're, hanging out and people share things with you that, it's part of them, part of their history, part of their life, and you don't always run into that uh, in bigger places. So we had a good time yesterday. It's a nice little road trip. Packed everything up, hit the road early in the morning, got there, got set up. We did actually uh, take everything down a little bit before everything officially ended, but we had some storm clouds that were moving in and we could hear the thunder. So, but it was only like, I don't know, maybe 30, 45 minutes before the official end of the event. So it was, okay because the majority, it wasn't like the festival was cut short. We knew there was a chance of rain in the forecast. And we had watched clouds throughout the day. Some of the clouds made the heat die down for a few minutes, which was nice. I may come back and do the white lettering tomorrow. And the reason I say that is because this is just a slow process right now. So I'll get this coat on there, and then, like I said, I may just wait and do the white tomorrow after I know this is good and dry. That'll give me a chance to do some outline and finish up most everything with the exception of making the letters white. It's so funny when you get to doing several different things in a business. Sometimes you feel like, um, even though it hasn't been that long since you've done maybe one particular thing, like in this instance, I was just doing door hangers the other day to finish up to get ready to go to the festival to finish up my list of inventory. But sitting here tonight, I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like I am so dadgum slow. I finished up the t-shirt order for the festival. And then I got the t-shirts in from the patriotic t-shirt drop that I did a few weekends ago. And it was funny because I felt like even though it only been a day or two since I had done t-shirts, I was like, oh my goodness, how do I do t-shirts again? So it's funny how quickly our brains want to go into rest mode. And you have to stop and think about it for a second. Okay, now. I had a really good rhythm with this. What was my rhythm again? Right now I feel like my rhythm with lettering is very off. But it could also too be the brush. I know that sounds weird. But I have actually discovered that sometimes if I grab a flat tip brush, that I go slower than if I had grabbed a filbert tip or a round tip brush. Don't know why that is. It just seems to work out that way. Sitting here doing the letters, listening to all the frogs in the yards coming from the back part of the house, which is our yard and the neighbors, several neighbors' yards. I'm just like, my goodness. Sounds like Invasion of the Frogs. And there's like 3 different frog sounds going on right now. I remember here a few weeks ago we had several days of rain, and it was like every night it just sounded like they were multiplying out there. It was crazy. And they got louder and louder. One night I was like, I am never going to get to sleep. I think I finally put my arm over my ears or something. Covered my ears. Okay, let's flip this around and get the last of the lettering done. And then I'm going to work on outlining some things so that way you can see what it looks like once it will be completed. Like I said, I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to come back tomorrow and do white on the letters. But it has been a rather busy few weeks around Quilted Treasures. This week, I have a few orders that I'll be dealing with. And then I'll also be ordering t-shirts, of course, from this t-shirt drop, which is the Sweet, Sassy, and Southern t-shirt. If you are on the email list, make sure you check your email. I sent out a special announcement for the email group concerning the t-shirt drop. So check your email if you are on the email list. If you would like to be added to the email list, you can always drop in the comments, add me, and then you can either leave your email address there or message me your email address, and I will be more than happy to add you to our email list. There are some perks with being on the email list and the VIP customer, as I call it. All right, we're coming down to the wire. I know some of you were thinking, oh my goodness, are we ever going to get finished? I know, I was thinking the same thing. My goodness, did the letters multiply? I am just working really slow. Not sure if it's just because I haven't done lettering in a few days, or maybe it's just, when you've been on that go, 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 go mode for a little bit of time, maybe I'm just hitting that point where it's like, okay, need a break. Or maybe it's just because it's getting late tonight. All right, so here's the rough draft of what it's going to look like. I may keep that with the buttermilk and just go over it again, or I may change that to white. But I'll look at it in the morning and see which one I want to go with. Now, what I want to do is very quickly, not that one. Which one did I use for brown? Not the round one, not that one. Must have been this one. All right, so real quick, I'm going to go back over the stem because it needs one more shade. Oop. A little bit of a paint glob there. And what I think I may do with this one is come in with an angled brush. Here it is. I think what I want to do is do just a little bit of a lighter shade right along the edge. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a dot of my dark chocolate here. Maybe 2 dots. And then I'm going to dip into some of the sable brown that I used on the sable brown is what I used on the blobs, as I call them, the blobs on my leopard print down here. So I'm just making a couple of little areas where it's just a little bit lighter. Yep. Just a little bit more of the dark. And maybe just a touch more light. I'm just adding a little bit of light color around the edge. Okay, so I'm going to spin that around so you can see what I did to the stem there. Okay, now I'm going to set this off to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint pen. Make sure. Okay. Take my paint pen and I'm just going to start going around the heart. Really? That was interesting. I may be doing a touch up there. That was weird. It was like the paint pen just, I don't know, hit a bump or something. Not real sure what happened. At least it's coming off. Normally by the time I can get a baby wipe, the paint pen has dried and I can't get it off. But fantastic. I got it off that time. Yay. Okay. So I'm just going to work my way around the heart. And of course the letters go on top, so I'm just bringing them up. Bringing my lines up to the letters and getting that situated there. Okay, now I'm going to go around the leaf. And I'm going to go around there we go. Okay, now for the outside of the apple, I'm actually going to get my bigger marker. And I'm going to use the bigger marker for the around the apple. Having to prime that a little bit. So I just wanted that outer line to be a bolder line than what I had everywhere else. All right, so show that for the camera on this side. And then turn it around so that y'all can see. And again, I'm either going to keep the buttermilk color and finish out the letters, and then I will actually probably do a little bit of shadowing on those, or I may do them white. I'm going to let it sit overnight and then just kind of take a look at it in the morning and decide which way I want to go. And then I'll post pictures of the finished door hanger with, like I said, I know it's has to do with teaching, and everybody's going, oh, we just started summer, you're rushing it. Well, it's kind of funny when you're in the world of seasonal items like door hangers and t-shirts and home decor and things like that, you're kind of always working a month to 2 months ahead. So I know the 4th of July is not even here, even though it will be here next weekend. We're already looking at, okay, what are the designs for back to school? What are the designs for fall? And then by the time school starts, we'll be completely into looking at, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's just the nature of the business when you're in seasonal items. So you're always working. So I actually know one lady who works 6 months ahead. So she started in January on all of her summer stuff. And by Easter, she was already working on Christmas stuff. So she's awesome. She is like way far ahead, and she's got it all planned out. And I'm like, I want to be like her when I grow up. So maybe I can get that organized one day. We'll see. Well, thanks so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a great week and a very happy 4th of July to you. I won't be on next Sunday. I will be enjoying the weekend with family and friends, so I will be. I will not be doing a live next Sunday, but then who knows? I may pop up during the week. I just, you never know. I may surprise you. But thanks so much for joining me, and have a great night.